I have a bar of gold, and the bar of gold is worth $1,000, and so I want to borrow on that $1,000. Okay, so Stu, I need to borrow $1,000 from you, and I'm going to use this gold as my collateral.
Okay.
Okay. Now, Stu gives me $1,000, so now I have $1,000. He's out $1,000, but this bar of gold is there in case I default, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all know how that works. Now, Stu says, I have this bar of gold, and I want to borrow from another bank $1,000. And they say, do you have the bar of gold? And you say, yes. Well, I don't have it, but I have this piece of paper. So if they default, I'll get the bar of gold. But they're not going to default, so I have their paper. All right, so I need to borrow $1,000 and use this piece of paper, which represents this bar of gold. I need to borrow $1,000. That bank then writes Stu a check for $1,000 based on the bar of gold that I said I would give to Stu in case I default.
So now there's been $2,000 loans on one bar of gold.
Yes, so it's worth $1,000. You've already given me its full worth. Now you've sold it again, and so now there's $2,000 riding on something that's worth $1,000. Now that bank goes to another bank and says, I have this bar of gold. I need to borrow $1,000. Well, where is the bar of gold? Well, I don't have it. Stu's bank has it. Okay, so Stu's bank has the bar of gold? No, actually, Glenn Beck has the bar of gold. But if he defaults, then Stu will have the gold. And then Stu defaults, then I'll have the bar of gold.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that doesn't work. Okay.
So now you've made $3,000 worth of loans on a $1,000 bar of gold.
And they do this hundreds of times. Rehypothecation. They sell the same thing over and over and over and over again. So when the crap hits the fan, the question is, who actually owns the bar of gold? Is it me? Well, no, I defaulted. Well, then it's Stu. Well, no, because now he's defaulted. Is it the other bank? Who actually gets the asset? Because everyone's using that as collateral. So they've made $100,000 worth of loans on $1,000 asset. Okay. Now, if it's a house, not a bar of gold. If it's a house, if everybody starts to default, that asset is not even worth $1,000 anymore. It might be worth $200. What happens to the rest of the money? This happens with loans, with banks. It's why you really need to keep all of your records, because when rehypothecation really starts, who owns your house? Do you own your house? Who owns your house? Who owns the stuff? Because a lot of people are going to claim that they own it. So who owns it? Where it really gets bad is the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury has done this, we think, to our gold. We have gold in Fort Knox. No, we don't. We have gold in the Federal Reserve. No, we don't. Is that our gold, or is that Germany's gold? Or is that France's gold? Switzerland's gold? Whose gold is it? I'll give you more on this here in just a second. I'm not sure this counts, but if it does, head for the mountains. Head for the mountains. Speaking of all of this, that's one reason why I have gold. I have gold because rehypothecation is real. And when it happens, what's real, what's not? What's your money worth? What's your house worth? Gold line will be worth more. That's why I use the gold thing, and I said, if it's a house, it's not $1,000. If it's gold, it'll probably be worth $100,000. Gold line has a new product now, minted by the Royal Canadian Mint, and it's called the Maple Flex Bar. And it's actually made for this kind of a scenario because it's not just, if it's gold, if this scenario, rehypothecation, happens, gold is going to be worth so much you're never going to be it. What are you going to do with an ounce of gold? It'll be worth, $25,000. You need something that you can actually barter with, and the Royal Canadian Mint has made these at our request, and you just snap them off, and they're little teeny quarter-ounce, 10-ounce, 1/10 ounce, 1/20 ounce bars of silver, only available from the Royal Canadian Mint and through Goldline. Call them for more information. Visit Goldline now, 1-866-GOLDLINE. Do not